Second story. It was the late 1800s, and Paris was alive with carriages rattling over cobblestones, the scent of fresh bread wafting from bakeries, and the clatter of the city preparing for the World Exposition. A young Englishwoman and her mother were passing through on their way back to London from a long journey in India. The trip had been exhausting, and they decided to rest for a few nights in the French capital. They checked into a grand Parisian hotel, the kind with towering windows, gleaming chandeliers, and hallways so long and ornate they seemed to belong in a palace. That evening, as the gaslights flickered against the walls, the mother complained of a headache. By morning, she felt weak and feverish. Alarmed, the daughter summoned the hotel's doctor, a stern man with a long black coat and a grave expression. He examined the mother carefully, pressing fingers to her neck and feeling for her pulse. Then he turned to the daughter. His voice was calm but urgent. "Your mother needs a particular medicine. It's not available anywhere nearby. You must take this note and go to a pharmacy across the city. Bring it back as soon as you can." The daughter hesitated. The thought of leaving her sick mother alone unsettled her. But the doctor reassured her. "Do not delay," he warned. "Her condition may worsen." She nodded, took the note, and left. Paris was beautiful that spring morning, but she barely noticed. The streets were congested, carriages jostling for space, vendors shouting in the markets. The journey took far longer than expected. Hours slipped by as she crossed the city and waited for the apothecary to prepare the medicine. When she finally returned, exhausted and clutching the vial tightly, the hotel felt strangely different. The doorman didn't greet her. The concierge at the desk glanced up with polite confusion when she asked about her mother. "Pardon, mademoiselle," he said. "I don't recall seeing you before. Are you certain you've come to the right hotel?" Her stomach turned cold. "Yes, I checked in with my mother yesterday. Room 47. Please, she's very ill." But the concierge shook his head. He showed her the guest ledger. There was no record of her or her mother's names. Panic rising in her chest, she darted up the grand staircase and ran to room 47. But when she flung open the door, it wasn't their room. The wallpaper was a different color. The curtains were a different fabric. A French family sat at the table, startled by her sudden entrance. She demanded to know where her mother was. She demanded to see the manager. But no one could help her. The hotel had no record of her stay. No trace of her mother's belongings. No suitcases, no hatboxes, no dresses hanging in the wardrobe. It was as if her mother had never existed. She spent days searching the city. She went to the police, who offered little more than sympathetic shrugs. She went to the British Embassy, pleading for help. She visited churches and hospitals. But no one had seen her mother. No one could explain what had happened. Some suggested she was suffering from exhaustion and hysteria after such a long journey. Others whispered that perhaps she was hiding something, that maybe she had harmed her mother herself. But the young woman knew the truth. Her mother had been there. They had checked into that hotel together. And yet now, every trace of her existence had been wiped away. Eventually, with no answers and no hope, the daughter boarded a ship back to London. Alone. Theories. Over the years, people have tried to explain what happened in Paris. One theory claims her mother had contracted a deadly illness, possibly bubonic plague. To prevent mass panic during a time of international visitors and delicate politics, the French government and hotel staff covered up her death, erasing all records and belongings. Another suggests it was a conspiracy. Perhaps the mother saw or heard something dangerous, something political or criminal. Powerful people may have ensured she vanished without a trace.